Hello guys, welcome you all to the 12th session of Pandas, and I have created one IPYNB file by the name day12, and I have imported these two libraries, Pandas and NumPy. Let's run this and created this. Okay, I have to first select the kernel. Let me select my kernel, and now the kernel is selected. Thereafter, import these two libraries first, Pandas and NumPy. Thereafter, this is alcohol series data because I need this data in this session. That's why. And I have converted this data frame into a data series. This is all. Now, see, in the last session, I have given you few questions. 3 questions was given to you as a homework. And I have told you that we will discuss it in the next session. So we will first start with discussing these 3 questions. These are very simple questions if you guys have attempted it. And if you guys who are watching this session for the first time, recorded session, I request you to pause the video, give it a try, and then go for the solution. In this way, you will get the maximum benefit. So let's understand. Let's tackle the first question. What it is asking, select all the countries from the alcohol that have more than 50 wine servings. Fine. This is my alcohol data set. Alcohol. If let's say I will access it, I am getting this. So it is asking me select all the countries from the alcohol that have more than 50 wine servings. And this is a wine serving data. This value is basically a wine serving, and save them and the corresponding values in a variable 50 plus. So let's create the variable 50 plus. Let me first create a lot of code cell here because we need it. Fine. Do not create first. Let's create, let's say this is my alcohol. And what it is asking me, it is asking me to select alcohol data more than 50 countries. Select all the countries from alcohol from this data set which have more than 50 wine servings. So what I need to do basically, I have to write alcohol greater than 50. We already know this from our previous knowledge. Simply, if I will access it, I will get this particular data, these datas, in which the value of alcohol is greater than 50. Can you see, is there any value present here which is less than 50? No. All the values present in here is greater than 50. Now it is asking me to create this variable 50 plus and save it in that particular variable. So let me create one variable called 50 plus FIFTY 50 underscore plus, and let's save this inside this variable. So this 50 plus, if I will access this 50 plus dot head, let's say, access it, the head, what I'm getting? I am getting let's access this. I am getting this thing. Fine. Now, second question, let's come to the second question. From 50 plus, choose the countries with the smallest 20 wine serving values. Now, the variable that I have created right now, from this variable, wine here in this, all the wine serving is having more than 50 plus values. And what it is asking me, choose the countries with the smallest 20 wine serving values. I have to choose that countries which are having the smallest wine servings. So there is one simple method which we have discussed earlier. To choose the smallest value, what we need to do, dot n smallest and we have to provide the value of n here. Since I need 20 smallest wine servings, so I have to do this. I am getting this 20 smallest wine serving values. Fine. Now, the third question was, let's see the third. Find the mean, median, and standard deviation for the sample from step 2. What these sample? That means this thing, this data. From this data that I am getting, this 20 smallest wine serving data that I am getting here, I have to find the mean, standard deviation, and all those things from here. So there is a very simple method to do this. We have studied the describe method. So let's put describe here. DSCRIBE. If you do describe here, it will give you count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile. Yes.
Sir, at 50 plus dot n smallest, sir, I am getting an error.
At?
Yes,
and
sir.
What you are getting?
Sir, error.
50 underscore plus dot n smallest?
Yes, sir.
No, you should not get. Have you supplied here the value?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you move upwards, sir? I want to see the earlier codes which you have written. Maybe something wrong.
Can you see here?
Sir, can you go at the top? Sir, above it.
So, Varun, have you got it?
Yes, sir. Resolved.
Resolved? Fine. So this is the thing. Describe and count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 75th percentile, maximum. So I am getting all those values from it. So we have done the 3 questions which I have given you as an assignment. Now let's continue from the next topic. So let's do one thing. Now our next topic is like, I'm going to discuss series arithmetic and fill values, fill underscore values. So we will understand this. So we already have created the alcohol data set and all those things. So we don't have to do again here. Fine. So what now I need to do? Let me first access this alcohol dot head. If I access alcohol dot head, what I'm getting? I'm getting this thing. Fine. So now, why this series arithmetic? What it means? If I perform the arithmetic operation on the series data, fine. So what shall I get? This is all about the arithmetic operation. So here, let's say, let me perform one addition operation. So I am taking this series alcohol series, and I want to add +2 here. So when I will add +2 here, what will happen? This series data, this alcohol, in the value part of the alcohol data, what happened? 2 gets added to every element. In every value, this is my index and this is my value. So in every value, this 2 get added. That means this Albania has 54. So this 54 will get changed to 56. This 14 will get changed to 16. This 312 will get changed to 314, and so on. Let's see this. Can you see this 54 gets changed to 56, 14 changed to 16, and likewise every element in this, every value, in every value 2 gets added. This is how the arithmetic operation gets performed here. Now you must be wondering why there is no changes in n. So let's wait. I will discuss this. Wait for a few minutes. Let's perform some other operation here. Let me write here alcohol minus, let's say 10. And thereafter multiply this with, let's say 2. If I am performing this operation, so first what will happen? In each one of the elements, from each one of these elements, 10 gets subtracted and then it is multiplied by 2 as in normal calculation, and we will get this thing. See here, if you will subtract so this is how the arithmetic operation, whatever arithmetic operation you want to perform, that operation will get performed as it is. Let's perform, if I want to see here alcohol data, if I will access alcohol data dot head, I can see that there is no changes in the alcohol data in my base data, that is the alcohol data set, because it is giving me a copy of this alcohol data set, but it is not making changes in my original data set or original series data. So we know that to make the changes permanent, what we need to do? We need to do some we need to do something called in place parameter. We have to make the in place parameter is equal to true. If I will make the in place parameter is equal to true, then that thing will work. So let's do one thing now. If I will write here alcohol dot sort index, sort underscore index. Fine. If I will write simply alcohol dot sort underscore index, so what will happen? So see, if I want to sort the index of this country column, what I need to do, and I want to, let's say, make this sorting permanent. So I have to do in place is equal to true. So let's write in place is equal to true. Fine. And then run this. So what I am getting, let's check alcohol. So if I will check alcohol right now, what I will get? I will get this thing. Now this gets sorted. How this gets sorted? This gets sorted with the help of, because I have sorted by index, sort underscore index. So this gets sorted by the index. So A, B, C, D in this order, this index will get sorted. And this is a permanent changes because in place is equal to true. I have written in place is equal to true. Now, let's say I want to create, first I have sorted this. This I have done for certain reason. Now let's say I want to, let me create one series with the variable more drinks. Let's create this series. And we know how to create this series. There are various ways to create this series. So let's create one series, and in this series, put the value, put this right one index Albania, and put the value of this Albania as 6. Fine. I am creating this series. This is my pd.series. And if you will see here, in my original series, in my original alcohol series, there is one index by the name Albania, and this index is having value 54. And now I am creating one more series by the name more. The name of this series is more underscore drinks. And in this series, only I am putting one index, that is Albania, and its value is 60. Got it? Now let's create this series. Now what I want to do, I want to add the two series. My first series is this alcohol series, and this newly created series, just what I have created, more underscore drinks, I want to add it. So let's add it. Because we are studying the arithmetic operations, so let's add these two series, more underscore drink. So let's create, okay, more underscore drink. Fine. Let's add it. If I'm adding it, see what I'm getting. I'm getting in the Albania, the value of Albania I'm getting all right, 60, that is 54 plus 6 is added, 54 plus 6 get added, and I am getting 60. But other values, I am getting 9. Why I am getting the other values 9? Because this data series, this more drinks data series, this is having only one index and one value, that is Albania and 6. So that gets added with the Albania of the other series, alcohol, and I am getting 60. But there is no other values present inside this series. That means if you say other, there is no value, there is no index there. Everything is none. Nan is there. So every value apart from that, I am getting after adding, I am getting nan. I will give you more details about it. Wait for some time. Let's do one thing. Let's create again this other series by the name more drink. And this time what I am doing, I am adding one more data here, Algeria. Let's add Algeria. Algeria. And let's add some value. Let's say I'm adding 10. See, Algeria is also present here. Can you see? Albania was there and Algeria is also there, and the value of Algeria is 14. Let's create it. Now perform the same operation. I want to perform the same operation. This thing, alcohol plus more drink. If I perform the same operation, let's see what happens. As expected, only I am getting, because these are having this series, more drink is having 2 index and corresponding value of the index, so that get added to the index of this alcohol series, and I am getting 60 and 24. But other values I am getting as nan. Fine. So this is a normal way. This is a arithmetic way to add the two series. But if you will add it by the add method, we already know this add method, I suppose. And if you do not know, let's understand this. If I use alcohol.add, and let's see if I will use more underscore drink, what I will get? I will get the same result, because this is also, this is a add operator, or this is a add method here. So if I want to add the two series, I can write the first series dot add, and then in the bracket, in this close bracket, I will supply the second series. In this way also, I get the same result. We can now, if I will use, let's see if I will use, instead of this thing, if let's suppose I will use after this mode rings, there's one parameter called fill underscore value. Fill underscore value. If I will put this fill underscore value is equal to 0, and then I will perform this operation, alcohol dot add, and run it. Let's see what I am getting. Now this time, what is happening? This time what is happening? Apart from this thing, apart from these two values, I am getting other values also, which was originally present in my alcohol series. I was getting all those values which was present in my alcohol series. Because this mode rings data is having only two data or two index value, two index and their corresponding value. So I was getting this thing, but apart from this, whatever thing was there in the alcohol data series originally, I am getting all those values. Even I am getting whatever the non-value nan values was there in the alcohol, I am getting that nan values. So to get it from the original data, you have to fill the values, fill underscore values is equal to 0. You have to put this parameter is equal to 0. What it basically means that you are asking it that the other indexes that is present inside this, the other index that is not present inside the mode rings, create that index and put 0 values in all those places. Are you getting my point? It is creating all those indexes.
Yes, sir.
Internally, and it is putting the value at the position of the value position. It is putting it 0. And when it gets added to the alcohol series, then it is returning me, because if the 0 is added to the alcohol series data, nothing will get impacted. I am getting the same thing. Even the nan plus 0 is nan. So that's why I am getting nan here. So this is the this is one reason. That's why I'm using this parameter fill underscore value is equal to 0. So now let me create one more series. Let's take one more series, and this time same by the same variable more underscore rings. Let's copy this from here, copy and paste it. Then I will add this, copy, paste it. Albania, Algeria, and let's write the third value here, index, Afghanistan. Let's write Afghanistan, AFGHA, Afghanistan, and put the value of Afghanistan 100, comma Yemen, put the value of YME and Yemen as 101. 101. Fine. Now, so this time what I have done, I have increased two more data in my series, and let's run this series. Let's run this series. Just I'm doing these things just to solidify your understanding, nothing else. And I'm going to do the same thing here, just to make your concept more solid. And I'm writing mode rings. So can you expect, I know, can you guess what the result I will get?
Sir, only these 4 value will be added and the rest will be same.
Fine. Rest will be nan. Only these 4 values will get added. Rest will be
Nan.
nan. But can you see In Afghanistan, I have put 100 and still I am getting 9. And in Yemen, also I am getting 9. In Afghanistan, that's why I have taken this this thing. So why this is happening? Let's understand. It would have given me in Afghanistan and in Yemen also some values should come, NaN should not come. This is as per your understanding right now, but still I am getting only these two values, but my Afghanistan and Yemen is still having the NaN values. So I will come to this point, but let's first do one thing. Now let's do fill underscore value is equal to 0. If I will do fill underscore, if I will do use this add method, so let's use add method, this thing, and let's use fill underscore value. If I will use fill underscore value, then I will get everything. Can you see now Afghanistan is 100, Yemen is also 101. What I have given here, supplied here 100, 101. This is good. Fine. Here in this column, why Afghanistan and Yemen is also having NaN values? It is because when we add anything inside the NaN, it will give you the NaN values. So this is all. This NaN is NP is numpy dot NaN. This NaN. This comes from the numpy module or library. If let's say you add anything inside this, whatever thing you will add, you will always get NaN. NP dot NaN, 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 or a small NaN also you can write. There is no issue. And if let's say you add anything, let's add some string here. And if you want to add, okay, it will obviously it will supply you an error. So let's write some integer value or some floating point value. Let's say write some floating point value this time. And if you will write, it will give you NaN. Because what happens is that if you add anything inside a NaN values, it will always give you a NaN or null values or nothing values. NaN means there is no value present there. So that's why when this Afghanistan is having 100 and this Yemen is having 101 gets added to the alcohol in which the Afghanistan has a value of NaN and Yemen also has a value of NaN. So since it gets added to NaN, what it will give you? It is giving you NaN only. If anything will get added to the NaN, it will give you NaN only. That's why I am getting NaN here on. Do you understood this, Varun?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Fine. So let's take one more example. This time what I am doing, let me change this value slightly. Let's slightly change this. And this time what I am doing, Albania, Algeria, and let's add one value here called Albania. Albania. And this is, I am telling you, this is not present in my series, alcohol series. And let's add any, let's put any values. Let's say Albania is 19. And I know that this Albania is not present in my series. Fine. Now run this. After that, let's do the same thing. Alcohol plus more drink, and see what will happen. Can you see? Albania. I have added one index and its corresponding value, which is not present in my alcohol series. This is not present in my alcohol series. If it is not present in my alcohol series, that means by default, it is having a non-value, nan value, nan. And if I am adding this Alberia here, so and this Alberia is not present in alcohol, that means Alberia has a nan value in alcohol series. That's why when 19 gets added to the nan of the alcohol series, I am getting nan only. Can you see? Alberia is having nan. Do you got the point? What I am trying
Yes,
to
yes, sir. Yes.
make you understand? Fine. So this is clear. So what you will do, just if you will do simply, if you will do this thing, then you will not get the any issue. You will not face any issue. Even Alberia is 19. You are getting Alberia 19 because now the nan value is replaced with 0. Nan value that is present is replaced with 0 and I am getting this thing. Fine. Now, this was the addition operation. We have whatever till here, what we have studied about the arithmetic. In the arithmetic operation, what we have studied, the addition. Addition operation we have studied till here. Series arithmetic and fill underscore values. Fine. So fill underscore value, concept of fill underscore value you have understood. Arithmetic, in the arithmetic series, we have addition method we have covered right now. Now let's understand the subtraction method and other methods. Similarly, in the same way, it is also performing the subtraction operation. So alcohol minus more drink, let's say more underscore drink. If I will do this thing, what I will get? Similarly, whatever concept was valid in addition, same concept is applicable in subtraction also. There is no difference between this. You can add. And similarly, in the same way, when we are doing this addition operation, we are using this addition method in the place of addition. Now, it simply get replaced with subtract. Sub T-R-A-C, subtract. Alcohol dot subtract, then more drink, comma, fill underscore value is equal to 0. If I want to, same concept, it is giving me the result. Fine. In the same way, I can do for the division also. Let's do the division. In the similar way, how the division is performed? This subtract get replaced with divide. D-I-V-I-D-E. Fine. Alcohol dot divide, more drink, fill underscore value. But only thing is that here I do not want to write fill underscore value, because if the fill underscore value will be 0, then the thing is that if it is divided by something, then I will get 0 division error. Anything divided by 0 will give, okay, let me, let's, so what, let's, if you divide anything divided by, let's say 0, what it will give? 0 division error. 0 division error. So to avoid this 0 division error, if I will write here fill underscore value is equal to 0, and the same thing in the from alcohol, and this is more drinks, and if this will be 0, let's say, and it get divided by, like alcohol gets divided by this more underscore drinks. So let's say there will be some value here, 560, and it get divided by 0, we will get 0 division error. So I want to avoid this 0 division error. I don't want that I shall get this 0 division error. So to avoid this 0 division error, I will not use this fill underscore value is equal to 0. Instead of it, I will use fill underscore value is equal to 1. Fine. Now if I will run it, I will not get zero division error. Now instead, wherever earlier it is putting fill underscore value 0 at that place, now it is replacing that with 1. And when it is replacing it 1, it is doing the division, but this time I am not getting zero division error. Same concepts applies for multiplication also, but only the thing that is changing is here, instead of this, I have to add multiply. And all same way in multiplication. In multiplication, I will not get zero division error, but I will use this fill underscore value so that all the values, I will not get the zero values anywhere. Fine. So this is all. Division is done, multiplication, subtraction is done, division is done, multiplication is done. Now, I suppose arithmetic operations task is performed right now. Now, there is some concept that I would like to discuss. Let's discuss this concept. There's one thing called variance. I want to discuss something called, let's say if I will first write alcohol dot variance, VAR. We have already discussed this, but you must not have understood what is this variance. So I will explain you this variance. So I am getting this as a variance. In simple word, if you will ask me what is variance, so let me write it. Variance is a squared, UUARED squared, is the average, variance is the average of SQUARED squared differences from the mean. This is the simple definition of the variance. So what variance do? Variance basically measures how spread out data is from its average. So let me write this also. Variance basically measures how spread out data is from its mean or average. Fine. So there is also formula of variance. So let me write the formula of variance here. You can note down if you want. To calculate the variance for a sample, I will discuss these things, sample and population, all those things. For sample, the formula of variance is S square is equal to summation of xi minus x bar. X bar means x mean whole square divided by n minus 1. This is the formula of variance for sample, and the formula of variance for population, we represent variance by sigma square is equal to summation of xi minus x bar whole square, small n, not small n, sorry, capital, here, capital N. here, capital N. So this is for population and for sample. What is population and sample? Let's say there is one school, or let's say there is one college. Let's take your college, NSUT. Fine. And let's suppose total there are 5,000 students studying in your college. 5,000 total students, including all students, male, female, and every year and every branches. Total 5,000 students is studying. So 5,000 is called the population. And let's say you want to make some, let's say there's a election going on in your college for the college president election. Student election is there, and you want to conduct a survey to understand who will going to win this election. So you are not going to go to each one of the 5,000 students and ask them whom you are going to vote. So that is not possible. So what you will take a small sample. You will take a sample of 500 students, or let's say 500 students. So you take a random sample. You randomly asked 500 students in your college that which candidate you are going to vote. So this 500 students is called this is called a sample. And based on this sample, you are going to predict whom is the candidate that is going to win the election. The same concept is used in the real time election that happens in India or elsewhere also. So this sample that you have collected, this sample is coming from this population, this 5,000 population, let's say, and this is a sample. In the same way, during the election, let's say 1.5 crore voters or 2 crore voters is present in Delhi. So it is not possible to go to each one of the candidate and ask whom they are going to vote or whom they have voted. So there is a these survey people create a small chunks in every corner of the Delhi, and they ask some people in those chunks, and based on the feedback, they predict who is the candidate that is going to win. So this is the concept of sample and population. Have you got it? Have you got this
Yes,
thing?
sir. Yes, sir.
So variance formula is from formula, it is clear that what variance is? Variance is basically, let me here write it. That would be, let me write this thing here. For population, for sample, and let me write it here for sample also. This is for population and this is for sample. Fine. It will be here so that. So variance is basically summation of xi minus mu. Mu is basically mean by n. N is basically population. Fine. And this is the sample. Yes, yes. Tell me, Varun. Tell me. It's about time. Fine. I'm going to end this session right now after this discussion, after this variance thing. Fine. So this is all about the variance. So let me explain you this thing here. This thing, I suppose I have not. So here, this thing here. See here, this S square basically, this is called sample variance. Sample variance. This X bar X bar here is called sample mean. Sample mean or average of the sample data points, you can also say. Or what is this n? This n is called the sample size. Sample size. In our case, sample size was, how much was the sample size? Let's say 5,000 was the student and 500 was my sample size. This is my population, and this is my sample. Just now we have discussed. So how much was the sample size? Sample size was 500. Or you can say number of data points in the sample. Sample size, or you can also say number of data points in the sample. So you can note down this thing if you want. Now, this is about the sample. Let me erase this and let's talk about this population. For population, so this sigma squared is called sigma. This is also called sigma. This is called sigma squared because it is a sigma squared. What is this? This is a population variance. Population variance. This was my sample variance and this was my population variance. This xi. And what is this summation is? Let's also understand this summation. Summation means, what is this summation? Summation means summing up the all the squared deviations. Summation means summing up. Summing up the squared deviation. You have to sum up all the squared deviation. Xi is basically, Xi is each individual data point. Each individual data points point here, and this mu is population mean. Mu here means population mean. Population mean. Fine. And capital N, total number of data points. Capital N is total number of data points. Fine. This sigma, let's erase this thing. Erase this. Okay. So this is basically total number of data points. Fine. So you got this thing. This is for population. This is for sample. So let's stop today here. We are going to see things, other things from the next session. Let's commit all those codes that we have done. Whatever we have discussed, let's commit it. So let's commit it. Let's go. What is the today's session is 12th, na? So 12th session of Pandas completed. Pandas completed. Fine. Let's commit. Yes. Sync changes. Fine. So Varun, have you understood all those things?
Yes, sir.
So fine. So this is all about the today's session. Now in the next session, we will continue from whatever we have discussed till here. So if you guys who are watching the recorded session are having any doubts, or if you want to join my free live session, you can just go to the description section of the video and subscribe my Telegram channel. I put my live sessions joining link from in there in that channel, so you can avail the benefit and come. Let's learn for free. Let's share your knowledge. Let's contribute. Keep learning, keep smiling. Thanks. Bye. Take care.